Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited. Airbus parts arrive in Mobile, Alabama. The race for AirVenture is on. 3DR will open its solo controller source code. I'm Bree Cross. It is June 23rd, 2015, and this is Airborne Unlimited. The first A320 aircraft components have arrived at Airbus's newly built U.S. assembly plant in Mobile, Alabama. Since early June 2015, large components of A320 family as well as 1,000 sea freight containers and additional air freight shipments have crossed the Atlantic, arriving in port on June 17th. The 5 different aircraft components with a maximum weight of 33 tons per section were transported on board a chartered ship using special sea transport frames. After arriving at the Port of Mobile, the aircraft components were then loaded onto heavy-duty trailers by means of special cranes and then transported a few miles to the new Airbus U.S. assembly plant. It is reported that the procession from the port to the plant resembled a Mardi Gras parade. The event was attended by Airbus officials and local dignitaries. People lined the streets to watch the airplane parts travel to the factory. The race is on to AirVenture, and EAA AirVenture Cup Race provides pilots and aircraft builders an opportunity to race their aircraft in a safe and fun environment, all while promoting aviation in and over the communities where the races are held. However, if you plan to fly in the EAA AirVenture Cup Race, the application deadline is July 1st. The 18th annual AirVenture Cup Race starts at 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time on July 19th, when more than 50 aircraft are expected to travel the course of over 400 nautical miles from Mount Vernon, Illinois to Wausau, Wisconsin. The race destination is Central Wisconsin Airport, with many participants then traveling on to the EAA AirVenture fly-in. The AirVenture Cup Race is a timed race with participants competing against the clock. Aircraft and pilots are divided into categories based on their certification, landing gear configuration, and engine size. Each class has first, second, and third place awards. After the break, 3DR solo controller source code to be shared.
Now certified, Aspen Avionics single-band ADS-B, ATX-100, and ATX-100G transceivers are the next-gen ADS-B solution that provides the features pilots need while keeping flyaway costs low. Check it out now at aspenavionics.com.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
AML's patent-pending wireless induction charging system eliminates confusion over those charging cables, cuts down cockpit cable clutter, and allows you and your passengers to fly cordless and eliminate the cable nightmare. www.aviationmodificationleaders.com.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, our website, or podcast, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. The company, named 3D Robotics but referred to as 3DR, is opening the source code for the Solo Flight Controller, according to a posting on its website. The Solo UAV line are consumer products aimed at simplifying the process of getting great aerial footage, according to the company. The repository with full history is now available for download on GitHub, the first of many development doors that 3DR plans to open on Solo. In addition to opening Solo Source, the company is also publishing a set of guiding principles that went into developing all of Solo subsystems, 3DR's open source policy. 3DR says the policy represents a set of guiding principles on how they plan on doing development. The company said on its website, quote, "We plan on deepening drone kit integration into Solo so that developers can easily add new shots in Python and apps on Android with new language bindings for other platforms coming soon," end quote. Every Tuesday, we're going to look ahead at some of the more interesting events in the aviation universe. Here is this week's Aero-Calendar. The weekend of June 27th and 28th marks the Evansville Shriners Fest and Air Show. Being held at Evansville Regional Airport in Evansville, Indiana, this air show features the U.S. Navy Blue Angels and the Canadian Snowbirds, as well as lots of other individual performers. Moving on to the Northwest, also on the weekend of June 27th and 28th, is the Olympic Air Show presented by the Olympic Flight Museum. It features jet aircraft, solo aerobatics, static aircraft, and warbird acts. It all takes place at Olympia Regional Airport in Washington State. Now we move to the East Coast for the MBAA Regional Forum being held in Teterboro, New Jersey on June 25th. The regional forums bring current and prospective business aircraft owners, operators, manufacturers, customers, and other industry personnel together for this one-day event. The McMinnville Municipal Airport in Oregon features the Jerry Trimble Helicopters Auto Rotation Contest and all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast on June 28th. At this event, helicopter pilots show their skills at auto-rotating to a target. For the price of the entry fee, you even get the use of a helicopter. After these messages, U.S. Rocketry team meets the challenge.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
The KSN 770 is an affordable, WAS-enabled integrated MFD with a flexible hybrid user interface from Bendix King. Get your fingers on the 770's perfect blend of touchscreen and hard buttons. Easily control your GPS navigation, Navcom, weather, traffic, and terrain in any condition. For more information, go to bendixking.com.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. Seven students from the Russellville City Schools of Russellville, Alabama, won first place in the International Rocketry Challenge at the 2015 Paris Air Show. The U.S. team was sponsored by Raytheon, the UK team came in second, and France took home third. The Service Engineering Company of Belcamp, Maryland, and UK-based Malloy Aeronautics have partnered on the development of Hoverbike technology for the U.S. Department of Defense. The Hoverbike is being developed to operate as a new class of tactical reconnaissance vehicle. The Department of Defense POW-MIA accounting agency announced today that the remains of a U.S. serviceman missing since World War II have been identified. The remains are being returned to its family for burial with full military honors. Airbus Defense and Space will restart deliveries of Airbus A400M aircraft following the lifting of all remaining flight restrictions on new production aircraft by Spanish regulator DGAM. All aircraft are cleared to fly after completing specified checks. Bombardier Business Aircraft and Vistajet announced today the expansion of Vistajet's in-service fleet to 50 aircraft comprised exclusively of Bombardier business jets. This key milestone will be achieved upon delivery of a global 6,000 aircraft. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. Last week, ANN CEO and Editor-in-Chief Jim Campbell said in his barnstorming commentary that, quote, "The proposal to privatize air traffic control is a non-starter," end quote. It seems that the EAA is also concerned, as they say they are closely monitoring the development of a proposal in Congress to transfer ATC functions to a private nonprofit corporation. EAA says that under federal ownership, the air traffic system has long guaranteed equal access, with GA shares of costs largely funded through the collection of fuel excise taxes. The proposal to privatize ATC will likely lead to user fees for general aviation, a measure that EAA continues to vigorously oppose. EAA Sean Elliott said in part, quote, "Any privatization effort must not result in a pay-to-play scheme for general aviation." Though we certainly understand the desire to find ways to make the air traffic system more efficient and cost-effective, the current fuel tax system of revenue generation works and is efficiently and fairly collected, end quote. Well, that's our program for today. Remember to get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday, with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. Please join us and a growing roster of over 100 outstanding industry associations and organizations every weekday for the best in aviation and aerospace news from the staff of the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource.